Alright, Tomboy Official. By the time I post this, we're gonna be saying good afternoon. It's 11:42 a.m. Friday, um, November 3rd. I had to check the date. Um, yeah, last night I kind of lost a little bit of sleep. Kind of like, I guess I was a little shook up by some friends of mine with the breakup, but I don't really want to talk about it. I don't really know really anything, anyways. I don't know if I really want to know, but it's more like, you know, I consider both of them good friends, so I don't know how that translates into, is it possible to still hang out with them both? I don't even know if it's a good or a bad idea. Like, I don't really know, the whole situation, so I'm just going based on my own friendship of, people make mistakes. If that's what's going on, people uh do what's best for themselves. Sometimes too, that's, good if it's healthier or more um beneficial for them to do what they need to do for themselves. Then who am I to try to like intervene or anything? But I'm grateful that they filled me into the situation that they're dealing with, and I respect it. I don't really know, I'm pretty impartial. I don't even know, you know what is going on with it. So you know I just feel like, okay, they're both friends, but there's one person in particular that I'm kind of feeling like I don't know if I'm ever going to see him again. um because I don't know. I don't really want to like I don't really know what happened, so I can't really even say like, you know um for sure, like anything. But you know it just brings a lot of things to my mind, like, or either of them moving out of state, moving out of the city. Like, I really, I don't know, it's just stuff like that crossing my mind where I'm just like, dang man, I hope they're okay. I hope everything's okay. I hope it's not like some traumatizing situation that went on beforehand. Like, I really don't know. But I just hope that, like, my thoughts and prayers are with them. I just, it kind of shook me a bit because I feel like we're pretty close, and I'm just like, damn, like, I don't really want to be like trying to choose or trying to, you know, like, and this is me being impartial, because I don't really know the scenario. Like, if it's like one person wronged the other or did something really bad, it's like, oh shoot, but it's like, from where I sit, I don't really have a dog in this fight kind of thing, like, I'm just kind of like, man. But yeah, I stayed up pretty late listening to like music, metal, EDM. It's kind of the usual stuff I listen to till about what time? Let's say till about 10 or so. It was past 9. I want to say maybe 9:30, 10 p.m. I don't really know for sure. I skipped my lights out 9 p.m. I skipped the melatonin altogether. I started watching um Twilight at a certain point, the second one. Um and I was up a little past 1. We'll call it 1:30 a.m. I was up until, and then I woke up. Of course, I woke up like around 6. It was a little bit blew out, and then I was like, there's no way I'm getting up. So I laid back down and went to sleep till 10 a.m. I was a little groggy. I didn't really eat last night, like around 1 when I was watching uh, Twilight. And that's not the best movie to watch, you know. That second one, it's like when I'm thinking of it, I'm like, man, like I kind of wanted something to take my mind off of that breakup situation, and then that episode is about, or that second movie. I guess maybe spoiler, but I feel like everyone's seen it by now. Uh, that movie is about Bella and Edward, having to kind of like move apart, and then Jacob and Bella kind of getting together, and that kind of helped her out a lot. And then he had to remove himself too. And there's kind of that conflict because Jacob and Edward are like enemies, kind of like their families are enemies. And so for her to be so attached to Edward makes it so that, Jacob can't really be involved with her like that. And, because she's so like involved with the Cullens, and now he's like more involved with his werewolf tribe thing. And so, yeah, like, and I got an offer for this interview for Acadium. I'm choosing to do this self-recorded video interview today. But just wanted to record this first. I might record about that, like my interview prep process, because I really haven't prepared too much. I've just kind of brainstormed about what I want to talk about, like a lot of the podcasting projects, a lot of the blog projects, creating ads, taking classes, all that kind of stuff. I feel like in the other field where I took a class and got the certification, I really don't have any skills or any, portfolio. And with this, with the digital marketing stuff, I have at least, even if it's messy, I have at least something to show for it. So over multiple years, I've been podcasting for like, I think November makes it. This is my podcast anniversary month, I believe. So November makes it 3 years, that I've been podcasting on 4 pods. Three now. I've kind of dropped one of them because I talked a lot about cannabis, and I can't really use it as part of a professional portfolio. So it's kind of like something while I've been working on these other ones, I kind of dropped off from that one just solely for that reason. Because I'm like, if I start posting and getting interest, and then people are like, oh, is this you? Like, I mean, it's not like I'm popular or anything. I'm just saying, like, on Instagram, it got quite a bit of traction. And so I'm kind of like, man, like, and I had my face on there and stuff. And I'm like, I really don't know if something like that could come back to bite me. But I did put a lot of work into it up until this year, pretty much. And so, and it's kind of more fun for me because I am like an enthusiast. So it is a little hard for me to be like completely not wanting to post. But I had YouTube videos, I had Instagram. I did a few Instagram lives and posts and things, and then I mostly did podcasting. Um, and I really liked it, and I feel like other people really liked it, but it's just really hard to it's kind of a little like of a taboo topic, like I don't want to be like some places, some states, some place in the world, it's not, I don't want some hiring manager to come across it and be like, why are you online like talking about weed all the time and stuff. um like it just, depending, certain people might not find that very appealing. Like I don't talk about it like abusing it and stuff. Like it's just, you know, recreational or, therapeutic. And just kind of my own experiences with different products and stuff. It's more like how do I feel like this affects versus a different one or whatever. What are my opinions of different brands and prices and different dispensaries or delivery systems or whatever it may be. but it is kind of taboo. So I was like, let me step away from that for a while. I do want to get a license though. It's $3,000, but I want to get a license to be able to kind of like sell and grow. Well, I want to grow and sell my own, and that's why I kind of had that open. I kind of wanted to use that channel, that funnel, to kind of, promote my own products. But with the money that I'm living off of this year, I did not invest in myself for that license. Instead, I spent the money that I would have used for the license on snowboarding last winter. And I also took a couple classes for certifications and tech certifications. And so that's kind of how I've invested in myself this year. But um, I think I'm going to try to post my interview practice, just post it as I'm reading through the blog, through Acadium's blog and some other LinkedIn interview questions that they have on LinkedIn. I don't think I'm gonna go to all of the questions, but I think they have 50 questions on LinkedIn, and then I found these blog posts from Acadium that have like 10, 15 questions here and there, and so I might go through some of those questions and look at the advice and just record myself going through that process as I practice, and then I'll submit the interview this afternoon. I emailed them this morning, or yeah, it's still technically morning when I emailed them like a while ago, and I caffeinated around 10 something. I had a little like maybe about a third of a bottle of yerba mate and half of a scoop of C4, so that kind of got me going. And having some water right now, and I didn't have melatonin last night, so I do actually feel like melatonin. I was waiting to see if there's a night where I don't skip it, and feel like I feel like I, that did contribute to me like staying up later too. Because I did have C4 yesterday afternoon. I got in some exercise yesterday afternoon. Which reminds me, I need to write that down because I did not log it. I try to log them. I have this, like I mentioned before, I have this calendar that I write on. So let me write that in. Um, Let me see. Um, so I'll put that I did a homework out. Really wasn't that much. Um, and then let's see. Okay, so I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've had going on for tonight, and then or this for last night, and I'm gonna see what I think about some of the interview stuff. I'm gonna go through it. I'll try and record it, but I don't really know for sure if I'm gonna post it. I probably will post it. Um, but yeah, I I don't know why. I'm kind of tired. But I think I'll be okay. I'm just trying to hydrate more. Um, I'm only through like maybe one water bottle this morning so far, so I think once I get to the third one, I think I'll be okay. Um, but yeah, like uh, I don't know. I care a lot for my friends, so when they're going through things, you know, I don't let it like mess up my day completely or anything, but it does affect me. Like, it's hard for me to completely detach myself from the pain of other people around me, and I'm just kind of like, you know, like I want to be there. I want to be supportive. It's also hard being like all the way over here because I can't be like, hey, you want to meet up? Hey, you want to hang out? You want to like get together and like, you know, um, there's none of that. So I don't really know. Um, I don't know. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's just like going through my mind of like, you know, what they might be going through. And it's kind of like even odd to think because it's like, this is not my relationship, like I'm not dating them. So, um, but I care, I do care. Like, it's just, I don't think I've cared. There's only one other friend that I think I cared this much about. Well, maybe two friends. And then, but this one's a little bit different because I feel like, um, those other friends, like, we were kind of distant for a while, a little bit. Uh, like one friend, we'd been distant for like a month, and then the other friend, they don't live in the same state, and so when they had all the things going on, like I didn't even know about the out of state friends, like the person they were with. I never met that person, but the person that you know had a, a breakup, you know, that was close to me before. Like I feel like I was close to them uh growing up, like the other person too, but this person, we were always like really tight, considered each other besties, but it was always kind of like interesting when they were like dating because then like I hardly ever heard them or saw them or like heard from them, so it was always kind of like when they were dating and things, like I would always support who they were with. Like I don't think they ever dated anyone where I was like, ooh, that's not a good idea. But I think that other person that they dated wasn't a good idea. Um, but none of us really knew it. They kind of like pulled the wool over all of our eyes and kind of infiltrated our friend group and their family group, and we all kind of trusted that person, and they kind of just betrayed everyone. And you know, it was kind of odd because I saw that person at another friend's event, and then they came up to me and were trying to like apologize, and then they were like crying and stuff, and it was just really kind of like, I don't know how, I just felt weird about it because I'm like, I thought we were friends, and they just kind of left and didn't say goodbye to any of us and left the friend that I knew for so long. They just left, like left the country. Um, and so me and that friend hadn't been in touch for like a month while they were dealing with all that, and I knew something was up because we had been in touch almost every day, if at least not like multiple times a week. So I was kind of like, what's going on? Like something's wrong, but I didn't know what to make of it. Um, but yeah, I you know it's hard, like I mean it's way harder for the people that are actually in the situation. So I don't even want to be like, oh, like feel bad for me because of my friends. It's like, it's not like that. It's just, that's just the honest truth. Like I think I have to be honest that it does impact me somewhat when I have close friends who are dating someone or in a partnership with someone for a long time, and then I become friends with that person too, and then it's like, if something doesn't work out, then it's like, unless the other person decides actively that they're not going to be in touch, you know, it's really hard to be like, oh, but that other friend, who that other person pulled the wool over our eyes, that other friend, they're, you know, I kind of knew somebody that I was like, I think they'd be a good fit. Like I really liked that person that I like met. Like we were kind of like we became like friends. We'd kind of hang out and do stuff together, and I was kind of like, you should meet, you should meet this person. I really hope that they would meet, but it was like, my friend was kind of flaky and would never come meet and stuff. And then one day he just decided to show up, and they met and they hit it off, and they're married, and I'm really happy about that. Like, I'm really kind of like glad that that worked out, and I'd like to say that maybe I had a bit of a role in playing Cupid in that, because I kind of recommended them to each other, but I wasn't like, you should schedule a date. I was like, yeah, this dude's like a good fit for you. And for him, I was like, I think she's cool. Like, like you guys would get along. She's really sweet. Like, meets all the, check boxes that I know he's like interested in. And the same for her. I was like, he's just a good guy. Like, nobody's perfect. Well, I'm not perfect either, but it's like you can kind of tell when people would at least benefit from meeting each other. And I kind of saw that, and I was like, wow, So they did that, worked out well. And the other friend, things worked out well too. Like, they're with somebody too, so I do have faith that people can find someone good. And sometimes relationships, unfortunately, are temporary. Um, None of us knows when certain family members, certain friends, certain people we're dating or have a crush on or whatever. Nobody knows when we're gonna, you know, uh, have something either work or not work. Nobody really knows. Um, but yeah, um, I want to get going on this other stuff. I would like to record this episode longer, but I got stuff I want to get through before I run out of energy. Um, so let me end this episode. Um, and let's see if I can get some interview practice in. I'll see if I end up posting that interview practice or not. Um, it might be the most boring episode on the face of the planet, but I feel like I really want to post it just because I was actually trying to find other people's content. I saw only one video with this one lady who did an interview, and then this was like 2 years ago. They never posted any follow up information or another follow up video or anything. And then I've searched all over and I can't find any information about the interviews. And so we'll see. I might just post about it. Um, and I'm trying to document my experiences with learning little methods of making money, improving credit, job application processes, portfolio creation processes, um, and trying to build from the ground up in a new field that I get pretty pumped up about. It's just I'm not like formally trained. It's more like hands-on, and everything changes so often. So I'm working on it. I've got something to show. Like, um I'm not doing nothing. It's just I'm a little scattered. Um and dipping my toe in a lot of different pools here, so just trying to see which one works out. I've had like almost a year of trying to build a little something, so I'm hoping that this internship will pan out and that it'll land into a job. um all I can do is try, you know um i think I think at the very least I can get my portfolio in front of eyes of professionals and get feedback from them. I think at the very least, that's what I can do. So I'm kind of excited about that. So, all right, let me get to work on the other stuff. I'll spend maybe an hour. I'll see how long. I'll try to spend at least an hour or 45 minutes practicing and then get dressed, comb my hair. Like, I'm mostly dressed. I just need to put on a shirt on top of this tank top. Um, I'm not going girly today, I'm just gonna be myself and um put on um a put on a tank top, put on a button up. I think the one I'm gonna be wearing, let me make sure it's not gonna get wrinkled. It's called Silverstone Collection Modern Fit. The size for me is large. It's from the Paisley collection. It almost looks like a pajama shirt just because of the little piping. Makes it look like a pajama shirt. Um, but I got it in the men's section at Ross, like a while ago now, and it's a comfortable shirt. It's a long sleeve. I think it's my only long sleeve button down, but I like it. So I think this is the one I'm gonna wear. It's not wrinkled. I need to wear, something a little dressed up every now and then. Um, at least every now and then. So, all right, let me get some practice in, and then I'm gonna, I guess, I'll see if I post it. I'll get some practice in, maybe do the interview, and then see if I post it. All right.